Let me know when you were good to go. So just wanted to see if the hordes of people were going to come pouring in. But I'm going to hit the timer for eight minutes. So afternoon, everyone. I'm Dan Fitzhenry. I'm the leader of Southampton City Council. Really great to be here today, to see you all, one in person, and to really be back here 2 years later. And of course I'm excited because 2 years ago when I was here, I wasn't in this job that I am now. So it's a great privilege to be here. You'll see my backdrop is amazing. I don't tend to do tech. So you've got me for about just 7-8 minutes just to talk. And firstly, I'd like to say a real great thank you to Nella and Lucy, to Spectrum and to Amiri for putting on and sponsoring and the activity today. So well done to you guys. Really great to see everybody here. And this is a moment of opportunity that I think many of us have been waiting for, really, post the pandemic and a number of great things I'm just about to talk about. And Amiri's cakes have kept me going with some sugar, so I might just tend to go up a little bit, and we'll make sure that the final afternoon session isn't too dull. So as a city, Southampton, we've been on a journey for a number of years, but this really is our moment right now to shine. And so as a place, as an investors and developers, I don't think there is going to be a better opportunity in this country over the next 10 years than what we see here as a city of Southampton and then the wider region. And the real reason for that is if you look at what we've got on the table and the energy and excitement in the room today. So a free port that will go live next year, part of global Britain's recovery and our place in the world. A port that's already trading very heavily with domestic market in terms of our connections internally and then globally around the world. We are in the final 8 of the City of Culture 2025 bid, so we hope to win, and we will know by next May or June whether that is the case, all being a fair wind and no geopolitics getting involved, hopefully. And that will really do many things for us. But if you take those two things, we're on the cusp of a moment of opportunity. In the commercial and residential world, we need to deliver 28,000 new residential units over the next 19 years to 2040. We only have about 105,000 units resi at the moment, so that's a big uplift. Commercially, we don't have much land, so from an industrial point of view, as you've just heard, the value continues to increase, and we need to look at how we can provide that space to help support the free port and its growth. So for investors, there's a ton of activity going on, and the theme in the middle of all of that is our journey to net carbon 2050. We don't know how we're going to get there yet. We don't know what it all looks like, but we know that we want to as a city and as a place. And our job, I think, as the Prime Minister really heavily explained a few weeks ago in his speech at Party Conference, is about spreading this opportunity. If we take this growth moment that we have in front of us as an area and really make it work, we can really lift people across the area in a way that we may not have been able to do before. So connecting our estates and regenerating them, building new houses and commercial space, but leisure as well. So Paddy, our comms manager, and I did a Facebook Live session about the master plan, the city centre. We've got $500 million in play currently, which is Toys R Us Maritime Gateway, the Bargate Centre, and also Leisure World. But what some of the feedback we've had from people is you can't keep doing the same thing, building resi and a few commercial spaces. We need a bit of sexy and excitement. Otherwise, this place is getting a bit drab and boring, really. So the ideas that we want to put out to the marketplace and the things that we're working on is imagine Mayflower Park, our great big Spitfire Memorial project that we've got underway, coming down as a cruise terminal, and imagine a global conference centre there, somewhere around there for Southampton and what that would do for our region. Also put into that, imagining an ice skating or some kind of snow dome or real big leisure opportunity in that part of the world, what we could do for where we are, not just for our city, but also the wider region as well. So these are the things that we're looking at working on, the mass transit solution that we'll need to deliver those homes. We're not just talking about, dare I say, a few cycle lanes and bus lanes. We're talking about fundamentally rewriting the way that we travel and get around. Those are the exciting opportunities that Southampton and the wider region has on its doorstep right now. And as investors and developers, we don't know how to do all those things because our job is to set the macro policy and say this is where we want to go and see the opportunities from yourselves to come on board. So this is a moment of excitement, but also for government to adapt and go, you know what, we need really strong partnerships. So as a city, you may have seen yesterday, we are twinning with Mumbai in India, a huge globally leading city and port, and that is the start of our international relationships. We want to be twinning, we have a twin with Miami already. We want to be twinning with somewhere in the Middle East, and we want to be twinning with somewhere in the Far East. Cultural links, connecting our city and place, but also economic, business-driven links to really drive enterprise and opportunity. And they matter to all of you, because every time we're talking to people about this Freeport and this City of Culture journey, they don't quite know internationally, or sometimes in the UK, where Southampton or Portsmouth or Hampshire, or as Nella will say, all these areas form our region. But if collectively we do what we're doing right now and sell the story of our area as a region, Portsmouth, Southampton, Winchester, south of Hampshire, Hampshire, the Isle of Wight, Bournemouth, Christchurch, Poole, and drive inward investment, that lifts us all. Of course, I'd like it in the boundary of Southampton, but that's just my wish. But actually, it's really good for all of us. And you, ladies and gents, and your colleagues and contacts, reciting this message of a city of opportunity, a place where people can be successful, is what this is about. We've got to get on that map. We've got to stay on that map, and we've got to keep delivering on it. We are now on a pitch. We're on a pitch. Sometimes we go on the pitch perhaps with the wrong shoes on, and the camera's a little bit disjointed, but we're on a pitch globally of people going, this place is going somewhere. We don't quite know where this place is all the time, but we want to be part of it. The more we do that and keep selling that message, the better we can do. And that is a great opportunity for the commercial, residential, leisure, industrial industry to be able to innovate. We can't just drive our way into this. You can't just drive your way into the region on a car. You're going to have to use some form of different transport, but we've got to provide that for people. We can't just say, stop using your car today because no one likes it, and start using the train that doesn't exist, because it's not going to work for us. We need to build that infrastructure. And so the net carbon zero commitment and using that piece, as Baka Bahaj talked about this morning and Peter Taylor, using opportunity, the green economy is a huge opportunity for us to be innovators, to be at the forefront, to drive and really to deliver. So I really could not ask for a time in the last 100 years that you'd want my role. I think it would be right now, and I'm very pleased to be doing it. But this is a really exciting moment. And I think, what we've seen today, the energy and the buzz amongst you, colleagues and friends, is really symbolic. And those moments, those sites for development, those new innovations, those tech, those low-carbon homes, those sustainable homes, those net carbon zero homes, offices, retail, are there. We have a massively ageing population as well that we need to look after, that want to live more near city centres than perhaps they have done historically. Young population coming through that have new needs. So there's a massive amount of excitement for us. I'll check my time, make sure Lucy, 38 seconds, that we have as a city and as a region. And I really like you all to go away today and go, do you know what, if we just do this, we all just do one step forward more each day, keep selling the vision, keep selling the dream, talk about this opportunity, motivating one another, we really are going to crack this, and we're going to look back on ourselves and say, what a great bunch of people that did great things and lifted people in our cities and regions who may never have had that opportunity before. Because one little change in direction in someone's life, and we've got lots of people who need help in one way, shape or another, one day, one moment changes the direction of their life and changes everything for them. And that, I think, is what our legacy is about, is leaving one that is about spreading opportunity in everything we do. So it's not just about our growth and us in this room, it's about everyone that we need to take with us, and I'm very proud to be here today. And thank you to Lucy and Nella for inviting me and for this journey that we're on. So thank you for all your hard work. Keep flying the flag. We're open for business, and let's get this place going. Thank you. Sure.
I was just going to ask, do you know when sort of the shortlist gets shortened further? Yeah.
So the shorter long list gets shorter January, February time, and then we find out by May, June time, on current timings, I think you'll find. But governments and delay tend to go hand in hand sometimes on these sorts of things. So, yeah, by midsummer next year, we'll know whether we've won.
Is there anything that collectively we can all do to help get us onto the shortlist?
Yeah. There's a hashtag called Make It So, which is Make It SO. So the SO obviously is Southampton. As much as you can talk about that when you're doing, whatever we're doing is about culture, business, people, opportunity, it's all of those things. Using those hashtags, talking about the journey our city's on, the Freeport, lifting the place, and just a sense of pride, all those things when you're doing the exposure work really well. But you know what? More than anything, sorry, what was your name? Andy. More than anything, Andy, I think it's about all of us when we're talking to one another going, I'm not quite sure what City of Culture actually means, but we know it will be good for us as a region. And we've got partnerships with all the local councils, so it's a Southampton bid in partnership with, but the more we can do it on our social media presence of the sort of front end bit, but also talk to one another about how can we use the City of Culture journey to do more business, to do more effective business, and to bring people with us. That enough is a ripple that will just ripple out. Thank you. And there will be a ton of stuff, sorry, I should have said, post the bit. The problem at the moment is we're in a competition, so I can't tell you what's in the competition, which is bloody frustrating. Once we've won the competition, we can tell you how everyone can get involved in it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy.
What would you like?